Now we'll see the installation of Snot on the Linux operating system. So there are several what you call the setup files are the binary files available for installation on the Linux operating system. Like directly RPM packages are available. These kind of things are available. And here I am choosing Kali Linux. For this, basically Kali Linux is the Debian flavor. We can directly install this on Kali Linux. So for this, only thing is you require an internet connectivity. Once internet connectivity is there, then apt install Snot. So it is it need to get some 2 KB of 2 MB of files for installation, because in the listing of the softwares, this Snot listing is already provided in the Debian listing. So only thing is you just update the apt list and go for installation of this Snot. So now the installation is completed, and here there are 3 interfaces it was identified. Since I have used the NAT and a host only adapter, so NAT will become ETH0, host only adapter will become ETH1, and I have installed a Docker container in the Kali Linux. So Docker containers network interface is also shown here. So that is the reason Docker here it is going to configure ETH0, ETH1, and Docker 0. So these are the interfaces identified by this Snot at the time of configuration. So where exactly this Snot will be installed is nothing but you can go to the cd/etc/snot. So here the Snot main we can say it is a root directory of the Snot. So here snot.conf, as we have seen in the Windows XP and Windows 7. So snot.conf and rules. So you can see the cd rules. So what are the rules we have seen in the lecture that you can find here? Here backdoor.rules, back profit rules, chat.rules, community-bot.rules. So these are the various rules you can say. You can also include your own rule here. Whenever you write your own rule, that must be included in the snot.conf. Or you want to mention specifically this is the only rule you are supposed to use. There are some switches available, switches in the sense options available that you can use along with Snot. So now I will see the IP address of this system, ifconfig. So currently it was connected to ETH0, which is on the NAT network. Now what I'll do is I will connect to the host only adapter. So now this IP address is enabled 192.168.1.33. Now Snot -v-i. I is nothing but interface. So ETH1. So that means I want to sniff the packets on the Ethernet 1. So now it is ready for the sniffing of the packets, which is coming to the things. So what I will do is we come to know that the ping is available in C:\Windows System 32. So ping 192.168.1.33. So let us see what is the reaction at the Snot. So here the packet capturing is going on. So UDP TTL length is 128 and it is having the things like this. It is simply sniffing on the Ethernet one. So you are getting so many packet traces like this. So for this we didn't mention any preprocessor, okay, for observing this. So that means we are going to look at only the traffic which is coming onto the Ethernet one. Okay, so this is the way we have seen, okay, how the traffic is coming to the Kali Linux from Windows XP. So here only a little bit pinging will be happen and immediately it will be stopped. So let us see continuous ping and its reaction at this end. So huge number of traffic traces are showing here. So this is the packet of type ICMP. So you can see here ICMP related packet you are getting. So, and also you can see the sequence number is not always constant, and also it is not systematically increasing. It is quite different. Okay, sequence number 1722, again 11008, 11520, 11776. This is the way the sequence numbers also changing. That means sequence numbers are not constantly increasing. That theoretically what we have studied can be observed over here. It will choose always random way of incrementing of the sequence numbers, and also the initial sequence number also completely random. So here continuous pinging is going on, so that is the reason continuous receiving of the packets and the sniffing by the snort is going on here. So this is the way we have seen how to install the snort on the Kali Linux, that is the Debian flavored Linux. Now we'll see some more things like cd/etc/snort. So here mousepad.snort.conf. So the same configuration script that you have seen on the Windows XP and 7, you can also see here. You can also set what is the home network, what is the external network, and its related variables can be set over here. You can set the home network is 192.168.1.4 by 1.1 by 24, or you can say 1.0 by 24. This is the home network. That means any IP address of this range, that is host only adapter, will become the home network. So like that, whatever the new rule you write, you are supposed to place here. So anyhow, the default rules were placed here, and also the snort will give you the provision of categorizing the rules. That is the whitelisting of the rules and blacklisting of the rules. So you can also mention the blacklisting rules and whitelisting rules. And here for the both whitelisting and blacklisting, same folder has been used. Instead, you may also create a new folder for the W list and B list. So you can do that path here, so that the rules which are applicable in that folder will become the whitelist and blacklist respectively. And here various options for the decoding of the packets was mentioned here. That means for what type of packets and what type of inputs this particular thing has to be reacted, like PCAP, AFPCAP, dump, NP, NFP, NFQ, IPQ. This will be helpful when you want to go for the forensic analysis, forensic data analysis. That means some attack was happened, and there exists some sniffing tools on the server that is keep on sniffing the packet, sniffing the traffic, and later on the victim reported that my system was hacked or something. Now they come to know what is the time, at what time you find this kind of difficulty. Then they will come to a conclusion that okay, from this time to from this time, this attack might have happened, and they will take that particular trace as a PCAP file. As we have seen in the Wireshark for the malicious malware detection, they will take a snapshot of the trace. So that snapshot of trace can be passed on to the SNOT for knowing the is there any known attack was performed. So for that we need forensic data analysis. So instead of uh, instead of going to the this NOT hyphen I Ethernet 1, we use this PCAP file as the input, and we'll use the rules as the input, and this PCAP file will be processed against that rules, so that it will detect what is the attack happened and what type of packet mishandling was happened. This kind of information will be shown to the system administrator or system security manager there. The reason is here the rules actually the rule header has to match. So it will look for the rule header matching, and corresponding messages will be given to the security engineers. So in this way, the forensic data analysis will be done with the help of SNOT. So for this, we try to have enable this type of PCAP, AF-PCAP packet dump, NFQ, IPQ, in which only the PCAP need to be enabled. This is R symbol. This is pipe symbol is nothing but R symbol, either PCAP or this one like that. So whatever the input you give, based upon that it will take. So what are the different inputs you can give is like this: PCAP, AF, PCAP, packet, dump, etc. Next, you can set the configure the base detection engine. So the base detection engine, don't do any changes in this, because what are the whenever the packets are coming, so it cannot do it as it is. So instead, what they will do is they will keep a what you call buffer. So that buffer will be having some it will hold some set of packets at a time and process. So it is used for especially for synchronizing the detection accuracy. So here the configuration of the PCRE match limitations, minimum limitation, maximum limitation with recursion and all the numbers for them. So don't do any changes in this. Let it be. It will be like that only. And the queue length to hold the number of packets is also given. So don't make any changes in this. And configure GTP if it is not used. So here nothing will be done in this. So packet per packet and rule latency enforcement. So nothing to be done in this. So our main thing is only the rules inclusion. So we'll write our own rules and we'll include that rules in this. And also, if you want to enable the server only for a specific port to listen, like 80, 443, etc., we can make changes into that. Like for example, here the HTTP ports that you use. So the list of ports that you can run web servers on. So I don't want all these port numbers to be mentioned. So what you do is just to comment this and write another variable like this port where HTTP ports. So what I'm going to do is I will make a comment of this, okay, and write the same copy paste here, and you can mention the port like 80, 443, and any other, but only these two. Okay, you can mention it like this. So you can ignore remaining other ports. So it will improve the accuracy. Okay, or you can say it will improve instead of saying accuracy, it will improve the fastness of detecting the attacks. So in general, these are the default settings. In general, they will place everything in this. But only thing that you are supposed to focus on is specific ports that your system is with on condition. And if you run nmap from here and from Windows XP to the Kali Linux, you will see all ports will be closed. All ports are closed. So that means, in general, at the server end, usually the people, system administrators especially, will close all the ports. Only the ports which are to be public, to be communicate with the public, like 8443, only those ports will be on, open. Remaining all other ports will be closed for the safety purpose. So in this context, it will be helpful if you can mention only specific port number instead of making all possible port numbers to use for the HTTP. So this is the way you can restructure this rule, and you can use for your in our intrusion detection systems. I hope by this time you got how to modify this snort.conf. So this is the way how. So this is the way how you can set up and install the Snort IDPS on the Linux operating system.